Hi, my name's Colleen Flannery. I am the Field Chief Technology Officer for Trafera. I recently retired after 28 years of service for Chandler Unified School District in Arizona. 17 of those years were in technology, and the past 5 as the Chief Technology Officer. So, what must be in place prior to piloting AI? I'm gonna focus on 3 areas. There's lots of things, but the first thing I would focus on is um, what kind of data governance policies I have in place, and what does my data look like in my organization, and whether that's Google or Microsoft or other sources of data. It's really important to have data governance policies and procedures in place as I really explore AI tools, because it will ensure the data that I use is restricted to the right folks, and it will also ensure that the data has integrity and can be useful as I'm exploring this. The second thing I would look at is policies and procedures. Make sure that I have a policy in place about how my students, how my staff, how I'm going to evaluate AI tools and take a look at establishing guidelines for all of those processes, and what is the philosophy for AI? When is it appropriate to use? Can I use a free, paid version? All of those type of things. So those guidelines are important in usage. And then I kind of touched on in a second, but the third thing I look at is really developing a comprehensive AI evaluation tool. We don't want to use AI just for the sake of it. We want to make sure that it really is outcome based, that we're using it with intentional outcome on purpose, and that we're able to evaluate that tool with that outcome in mind, and really have it align with the policies and procedures we have in place, whether it be usage of staff, students, or with data governance. How should schools and public agencies assess AI vendors for privacy and compliance? It's something that schools and agencies have done with software, website subscriptions, and apps before. It's important for the school and agency to look at the privacy policy, make sure they're contacting the company and understanding what that is. It's important for the school or agency to have a data understanding agreement, whether it's an AI tool or any other piece of software or application, that what happens with the data when the data is used by the company, when the relationship is no longer there, and that kind of thing. That data understanding agreement should be there. And I think the most important thing that is different with AI tools than software or any other application or website subscription is, how is that data used when we're talking about training the model that the AI is using in order to produce the results. So is that data being used by the model? Is that something that is within the comfort policy of the school or the agency? And adding that layer to already the review process, I think, would be very effective. What practical steps should teams take in order to stand up a secure AI pilot? I think it really is twofold in order to be successful with an AI pilot. First is identifying the outcome. Why am I doing the AI pilot? What access to data will the AI tool have? And making sure I have that clearly identified. In education, I really put that in 3 buckets. One, the business of doing education, a tool for teachers, and a tool for students. So once I had identified what bucket that AI tool went in, what the outcome was going to be, and really clearly identified that, then it allowed me to do the second part. Is if I was going to do a pilot or proof of concept, then I know what the outcome was. I know what I wanted the tool to do. I was able to identify what policies, what procedures, what research I needed to do in order to ensure that it was secure. What data did it have access to? What was it going to do with the data? And the type of things we answered in the last question. And so really those 2 parts are really important, the outcome and the research.